Let me go to the NDIS. We've talked about it before. I talked about it at the top of the program, the funding blowing out. Is it possible? We've talked about autism in particular and people wanting to get the higher diagnosis because you don't get funding for one. Would it be better, for instance, just in that case, to have some sort of support at level 1 so that the diagnosis is based on the actual reality rather than the funding model?
Yeah, that certainly needs to be looked at. And I think it comes back to a whole look at the definition of what is the definition of disability, right? So the NDIS, what was it set up for? That's what we need to come back to. What was it? And it's supposed to be lifelong disabilities of people who cannot contribute to society and, of course, people that we should support. But these are kids and adults getting access to the NDIS who, with a bit of intervention, like Tanveer and I said, will get better and not have a lifelong disability anymore. So I think it comes back to, if we're going to look at this, and the government needs to come back to looking at a working definition of what is the outset point of the NDIS, because it's not servicing what it intended to do.
The other side of it, Tanveer, is the actual services that people can, we've talked about prostitution and stuff before. At some stage there has to be a limit as to what services qualify.
Well, you've got to uncap it. So key things that are wrong about this. I think NDIS, when we look back, will go down as the biggest folly of public policy largesse in the country's history. When we look back on this in, say, 5-10 years, and I think we're already looking on this, but it's uncapped. The nature of disability is too loose, right? And it's just encouraging permanent impairment when a lot of people would get better. We almost need tiers.
The incentive is not to get better.
We almost need tiers where you go, look, some things, we want people to get the services, but we don't want them to be stuck in the sick roll and then being over-serviced with things they don't need. Yeah. That's what NDIS is currently doing.
Fascinating stuff. Fascinating. We'll have to come back to this topic again and again, I fear. Thanks so much for joining us, Tanveer Ahmed and Claire Rowe.